Hi, it's Caroline from the Culture Club, and in this video I'm going to do a little craft with you. I'm going to show you something that you can do with Seaglass. Now I love Seaglass because it's free and it's just there on the beach for you to take and use. So what is Seaglass? Well, Seaglass is glass that's been in the sea for decades. Um, if it's been on a sandy beach, if it turns up on a sandy beach, then it's taken about 30 years for it to turn into sea glass, and that means it will be frosted and it'll be smooth. There'll be no sharp bits on it anymore. Probably looks just like a pebble. On a pebble beach, it's quicker. It takes about 20 years for the glass to turn into sea glass. At the Culture Club, we've made jewellery with sea glass, and we've made some art, some picture art with the younger ones that you could put into a frame. So today I'm going to show you some of my sea glass, and then I'm going to show you how to wire wrap some sea glass, and you can turn it into a key ring or a pendant, or even earrings. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you some sea glass that I collected recently. So these are some pieces that I collected in the last couple of days down at Stevenson Beach. You can see the glass has that sort of frosted look to it. It comes in all sorts of shapes, different sizes. This bit here would have been the bottom of a bottle or something. Probably the top there and there as well. You can see it's got a ridge on it. So there's all different types of sea glass that you can get and different things you can do with it. Comes in all different colours. Here's some gorgeous blue sea glass. Always very popular, the blue, because it's more unusual. It's nice when you find a bit of blue. Then we have turquoise. Again, very pretty and not so easily to find. So we've got the blue and the turquoise sea glass there. I'd say the most common colour of sea glass would be the white, and you get different tones of white. And as you can see, different shapes, different sizes here. Green is also very popular. We've got some gorgeous green there, nice sea glass. You can see the one down here's got the ridges in it. And there's some little small bits there as well. So that's the sort of bottle green, and then you have a kind of olive green colour that you can get with sea glass. And lastly, the sort of brown, the amber colour there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I think, a piece of green and possibly some white. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to wire wrap this. Now, wire wrapping sea glass is quite simply just putting a piece of wire around it so that you can attach it to a chain or whatever you want. That's the back. And there's the front. So once you learn how to wire wrap sea glass, you could put it on a fob and use it as a keyring or a zipper there. You could put it on a chain, on a, this is on a, so wire wrapping sea glass is, as it says, just wrapping a piece of wire. I use a jewellery hobby wire, and it's silver plated, but you could use anything. And in the back, that's the back. I always have a front and a back. I mean, I'm very new to it. I'm very basic. You can see it's a bit messy there. But the important thing is it doesn't snag. So it's not going to catch on clothes. Once you learn how to wire wrap, there's lots of different things you could do with your sea glass. You could add a fob and turn it into a keyring, or a puller for a zip on a school bag or something like that. You could make it into a necklace, a choker here, and these are some really small pieces that we've done here. I mean, these are toty. They look good, nice for kids. Or you could put it on a chain. And if you put it on a chain, this one's a little bit different. This one I've used just a sort of copper wire. And you could do that and put it on a chain, or there's a silver one. Makes a nice necklace for yourself or a nice present for someone. So, how do you wire wrap Seaglass? So, first of all, you need a piece of wire. And this is quite a thin piece. It is 0.5 millimeters. You could get this online, it's very cheap, or from a craft shop, or possibly just any wire that you've got lying about, or from B&Q or something. So this is craft wire, and it's quite easy to bend and to move, and you can just cut it with scissors. So I've got a long piece of this, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. So you start off by making your bail. Now, what's the bail? The bail is the small part that would connect your pendant. There it is there. That's the bail, the little round bit at the top. And that's the bit that would connect your pendant to the chain or the key fob. So we're going to start off by making that. And what you're going to do is we're going to wrap the wire around a cylinder shape. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to use a drill bit to get my round shape of the bail. But you can use anything. You can use a pen or a pencil or crayon, anything like that. Obviously measure the size that you want first. There's no point making your bail and then you go to put it on your piece of chain or your keyring and you can't get it on because you've made your circle too small. So what you do is you make a loop and you put it round and you pull it in, and then all you're going to do is you're going to go one side to the top, one side to the bottom, and go back round the back of it. So what you've done there is you've just made it go round a couple of times like that. So I would do that a few times. Remember, keep one on the top, one on the bottom, so that the wires aren't crossing. And there you can see now, there's 3 in a row there. And just squeeze them together gently. And what you're going to do after that, so you've got that there, you can squeeze that a little bit closer. Then what you're going to do is using one hand, is you're going to twist, just twist where they come off. So give them a little twist like that, probably about 4 or 5 times, and you're twisting both the wires, not just one over the other, you're twisting both. So again, before you bring it off your pencil or whatever you've chosen to use, just squeeze those little wires together again, and then you can just lift it up and off, and you've made a little bail, and that's how you start off. So we've got a piece of wire here, and we've made our little bail at the top, and I've got a little piece of Seaglass. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap the wire around the Seaglass. So I always have a front and a back to my Seaglass. So what I'm going to do is I'll look at the piece of Seaglass and decide which. Sometimes you've got a side and it's got some flaws on one side. You can see that one's got a couple of little dents in it, but the other side's fine. So I'm going to make the other side the front. So the side with the little bashes in it, I'll make that the back. So what you do is you put your Seaglass down the back, okay? And I always start off just like that, just in a straight line down the back. And I'll hold it with one hand, and at the bottom, I'll separate and take one of my pieces of wire. So they only need to be twisted for like 5 turns. So it should be like this. So I'll take one of my pieces of wire, and while I'm holding it at the back, up at the top, I'll wrap it round in a sort of pattern. And while I'm wrapping it, I'm pulling it tight. So I've gone across there, and then I'm going to go round the back, and I'm going to make a little loop at the top. So if you can see, I've just wrapped that over the wire like that. So I've put it over the top. This is how the back looks. Okay, I've put it over the top, and now I'm going to wrap it tight around the stem. I'm just going to leave that for the moment. Then I'm going to look at my other piece. So already the Seaglass is quite tight, quite secure in there. So I've got the other piece now I'm going to bring up. So this piece, I think I will just wrap. I'm just going to follow the pattern of the one that I did. So I'm just doing the same again, wrapping it round the top, and then I'll give it a little wrap around the stem. Can you see that? So that Seaglass is nice and secure in here, and now you have a pendant, or the starts of a pendant that you can do something with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a pair of scissors, because it's very thin wire, and I'm just going to snip the wire off. Now I'm left with these bits which are very, very jaggy, so I need to get rid of those. I need to tuck them away. So you can either keep them going up the stem and tuck them in the top in your bail somewhere, or you can just tuck them somewhere in here, somewhere in the back under the wire. Remember, you can move the wire about. So I am just going to tuck this one right in behind the piece of Seaglass and the stem. So that one's tucked right in there, just pushed it in. And this one, I'm going to just push down and again, tuck it under the stem. So that's the back, that's the messy side, and that's the front. So completely secure, no glue, no drilling, just in there. I'll show you another little tip to make sure that it stays nice and secure. Now, I'm going to use pliers for this, but you can use anything. So all you do is test out your wires, see if they move. These are actually okay. But if they move slightly, just go to the back, and all you're going to do is you're going to isolate one of your little pieces of wire, and you're going to put a twist in it. Like, easier said than done. It's probably easier with normal pliers. You're going to put an angle on it. And what that does is that will tighten the wire. Can you see that little angle I just put in? And that's tightened the wire at the front. So now you have a pendant. Okay. You can do any design at all. There's one I've done, which is more a sort of star shape. Here's one I've done, which is quite a big piece of Seaglass, and I've just done a sort of cross on it. Again, you can see I've tightened it on the back there. You can do that. So you can just experiment, just try it, just give it a go. And there you've got a pendant now, and you can attach it to a chain. You can attach it to something that you already have. You know, you might have a necklace or a choker and you want to do something different. Something you've made, might be a gift for someone. So there you go. There are people that will buy Seaglass jewellery. I wear Seaglass jewellery. The thing about it is you're recycling. You know, you're using materials that are already there, and you're taking something that's been discarded and turning it into something quite beautiful. So, and no one will have the same piece that you have. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just one of the things that you can do with Seaglass is say there's a couple of key rings. Now what I did with this is when I was making my bail, I made it on the key ring because I wouldn't be able to get over onto that to start. It's not like a necklace or a chain that you can loop it through. This one's already sealed, so that's why I did that. So you can do lots of different things. Have fun with your Seaglass. The next one I show you will be the art that we made in the Culture Club with a piece of Seaglass, several pieces of Seaglass. And I'll also show you some Christmas baubles that I made. So simple to make, and you can make those for next year. So see you soon. Thanks very much.